back, everybody. This is period number 2. Muskies right now with a 2-0 lead. Welcome back, everybody, to the broadcast booth. I'm Ronnie Bedeen with you all. I don't know why my phone is, well, no, it's mainly YouTube Live. They like to screw up my settings every time I have them saved for a live stream. I have the setting on for portrait, but for some reason it won't let me do it in portrait when I actually start the stream. It's really freaking stupid, but yeah, so apologies if it's a black screen. It's unfortunately going to be like that for now, at least for the second period. Once we get it all, once we get things all situated for the third, then, that'll be different. So, yeah, apologies for that. Here's Gavin Gary with it, picked up there. Giacomo Martino. Muskies have 1 minute on a power play here as we're 18 seconds into this one. There's a tip shot. Gunderson loved up there by Spunar. Face off will come to the right of Spunar. Charlie Aaron will take the draw with Landon Gunderson. Although it looks like he's got a full face shield on. So, full cage, I guess, as they would call it. So, puck will roll back behind the net there for Jenner Show. On out for Nick Sakura. Picked up there for Pritchard. Pritchard into the hands of Gavin Gary. There's Sakura with it. Back to Tate Pritchard. Pritchard and there Martino. Martino and Gunderson. Shot save made. Spunar rebounded. Just skitters a little wide. Here's Martino on out for Pritchard at the point. Pritchard for Gavin Gary. On over to Giacomo Martino. Martino to Pritchard. A little tip into the hands of Sakura. Sakura out towards the blue line. Mishandled there by Martino. There's Niedermeyer throwing it down. Nice. Picked up there by Samuel Urban. He'll leave it there for Tate Pritchard. Here's Pritchard out towards center. Pritchard, nice moves. Into the hands of Martino. Here's Gunderson with it towards the blue line. Gunderson, nice moves. Gunderson shot, save made by Spunar with 2 seconds left to go on the power play. Let's see, we're going to have an update on the Fargo Tri-City game. God damn. It's tied up at 1. That's not what we need. We need Fargo to win. We need them to be in the lead because I'd much rather play them in round 1 than Tri-City. That's for damn sure. Although hopefully we'll have our crap together Sunday when we play them. Of course, we got to wait till Sunday for that. So, face-off will come to the left of Spunar. Taking the draw is Stupka and Giuliani. Stupka wins the draw. Here's Nikita Klepov on out towards the blue line. Hupka, tip shot went wide. Back behind the net of Spunar. There's Stupka with it. Picked up by Musket in the corner. Musket on out. Hupka shot went wide off the glass. Muskies, DBQ, I guess, is back at full strength. Like you cared. There's a shot save made. It squeaked right on through Urban's legs and into the net. Boy, that one, he's definitely going to want back. That'll go to Heikki Rowanen. That'll be his 14th goal on the season. Just 1 minute and 38 seconds in. Yeah, that's definitely one he'll be thinking about when he wakes up in the middle of the night tonight. Well, let's see if this gives Dubuque a little momentum, which is the last thing they need right now. Here's Martino with it out towards the blue line, picked up there by Desiderio. Gavin Cornforth with it. Will fling one down into the corner there for Drake Murray. Murray on Elaine Samaki, picked up Edison Angle. Into the hands of Berniques. He'll feed it out towards center. Off at Angle, picked up now. Jonathan Morello. Cornforth, little deflection into the hands of Cornforth. Morello. There's Frank with it. Frank feeds it off the boards out towards center. Here's Trey Jeffress with it towards the blue line. Jeffress, nice moves. Jeffress rolls back behind the net. Jeffress feeds one out to Drake Murray. Murray, a shot went up high and wide. Here's Elaine Samaki with it. Elaine Samaki Nice moves in front. He lost control of the puck. Martino flings it around the boards. On out for Drake Murray. Picked up Oliver's Merniques. Merniques spins by a couple of defenders. Merniques feeds one out of Lane Samaki. To the point. He'll shoot one into the hands of Desiderio. And now Frank with a little clear. And this should be icing. And it will. We'll take that. Thank you very much. This will be the only time I will ever be nice to a zebra. I'm telling you that right now. Face-off will come to the left of Jan Spunar. Jonathan Morello will take the draw with, who the hell is that down there? Oh, Gunderson. I didn't recognize the cage on him. Like anybody was paying attention at that. Here's Pritchard with it on out there at the blue line for Lions. Lions back behind the net. Dallas View. Mishandled by Pritchard. Here's Nyes. A shot went wide of Spunar. Rebound there in front. Spunar, right place, right time. Here's Nyes with it. Nyes into the hands of Pritchard. Pritchard, shot. Ooh, that went off a couple of twigs there. Puck will roll down ice. We have a foot race for it. They wave off the icing. Here's Pritchard with it. Pritchard feeding it on there for Landon Nyes. Nyes out toward center. Nyes off the boards. Mishandled by Pritchard. That'll roll back behind the net there of Jan Spunar. Stupka will keep one in. Here's Gunderson down there in the corner. Josh Niedermeyer on his tail. Although Niedermeyer slips and falls. Nice. Here's Von Fleet with it. Van Fleet. That's what it is. Cooper Dennis now. Luke Malbuff picked up by Luke Gehry. Here comes Justin Stupka up the right side. Stupka, nice moves. Off the boards, he'll feed it back behind the net. Stupka tipped up into the air on Luke Gehry. Puck will roll back behind the net. Malbuff. Malbuff there for Cooper Dennis. Dennis out towards center. Picked up Lucas Van Fleet. Van Fleet gets knocked down. I'm surprised there wasn't a penalty called on that, although, let's see, that might have been Keefe. Yeah, he got knocked down. But he got back up again because he'll never, ever beat him down. Here's Gavin Gehry. Shot save made by Jan Spunar. Face-off will come to the right of Spunar. Got the Musket Sakura Klepov line out there with Shane Gold and Jake Delaney. Already we're mixing up the D lines. Face-off's one here. Shane Gold with it. Gold picked up there for Klepov. Klepov towards the blue line. Feeding it off for Shane Gold. Picked up Kaysen Musket behind the net. There's Delaney. Shot got blocked by Jenner Show. Delaney back behind the net. There for Nick Sakura. Sakura gets held. Of course, nobody's going to call that, because why would they? Here's Shane Gold with it out towards center. Gold picked up there by Sakura. Sakura flings one down into the corner. Musket sends it back behind the net. Teddy Merrill is there. Merrill on out for Jenner Show. Ekman towards center ice. They're still tied up at 1 in Fargo. Obviously, we want them to do a little better than that. Here's Teddy Merrill with it. Merrill out towards center. Merrill flips one wide of Urban behind the net there for Merniques. Here's Merniques with it. Behind the net there for Shane Gold. Here's Gold. Nice pass to Oliver's Merniques. Pass across, went off a stick of God knows who. Josh Giuliani, I guess. Merniques sends one down into the corner behind the net. Desiderio. Picked up by Burnhill. Whatever the hell his name is. Puck out of play. We'll take a break. 13:47 left to go in the second period. Muskie's up 2-1. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. 13:47 left to go in the second period. Muskies up by a score of 2-1. Sioux City started out the game pretty darn good, actually. They might have lost their mojo a little bit. Not too bad, though. Samuel Urban probably had a goal that he wants back. It was just a real funny situation. We'll just say that with that one. But here's Merniques and Ruoinen, the guy who scored the goal at the draw. Landon Nyes on over to Liam Hupka. Hupka tipped in front. Jeffress save made by Spoonar. Face-off will come this time to the left of Spoonar. Boy, Muskies, they're getting good chances, but Spoonar, like I said in the pregame, both these goaltenders are pretty similar to each other, like I said earlier as well. Apologies, we don't have the green screen thing. YouTube decides to be funny sometimes, so that's why we don't have that, but that's okay. Merniques will take the draw. Well, now they switched them out, so it'll be Martino and Morello at the draw. Face-off's won by Morello. Of course it is. Cooper Frank with it out towards the blue line. Off the skate of Desiderio. It'll stay in the Dubuque zone. Morello will pick one up. Hupka, a little poke check, keeps it in the zone. Picked up there by Martino. There's Gavin Cornforth with it. Cornforth there. Morello batted up into the air into the hands of Liam Hupka. In the corner, Hupka behind the net there for Landon Nyes. Nyes into the corner. Icing. Five, 6, 7, 8. Face off. I don't even know what to say. Face off will come to the right of Urban. Hard to go. Face off will come to the right of Urban. Charlie Aaron will take the draw with Merniques. Merniques falls on top of the puck. Here's Lucas Van Fleet firing one into the netting and out of play. Boy, they blew the whistle on it before it even hit the net. Oh my! Imagine if it just hit the glass. What would happen then? Like, who the hell really knows? To be quite honest with you. Face off will come to the right of Urban. Charlie Aaron will take the draw with, I believe, Justin Stuka. Oh no, Landon Gunderson. Boy, I don't even got the right damn line out there. Here's Van Fleet with it into the corner there. Charlie Aaron with it. Aaron feeding it out towards center. Here's View with it. View picked up there by Josh Niedermeyer. And it's played. Oh, okay. I guess it must have went in the Dubuque bench. It didn't hit him in the face. Knocked out a couple of teeth. Didn't do that, unfortunately. Yeah, knock out one of Dubuque's players. Why the hell not? Might as well. The less players from Dubuque there are, the better. Face-off will come right in front of the Musketeers bench. Merrill will take the draw with Gunderson. Merrill wins the draw. Here's Dryden Allen with it. First time we're seeing him out there tonight. Well, he's only a rookie, so let's not get our undies in a knot too much. Here's Elaine Samaki with it out towards center. Elaine Samaki mishandled there by Dallas View. Dryden Allen in the corner, back behind the net. There's View. Here's View. Out towards the blue line, Drake Murray takes a shot, went wide. Went through the legs of Gunderson. Picked up there, Anthony Elaine Samaki in the corner. Elaine Samaki mishandled. There's Pritchard feeding it on across to Drake Murray. He'll send it back in behind the net. Spoonar will leave it there for James Mackey. Mackey, long toss tip there by Ekman at center. It'll roll into the corner there for Drake Murray behind the net. Murray picked up there by Gavin Gary. I want to say that's Pritchard. Yes, Pritchard. Gosh, the green jerseys they've got are just so hard to read sometimes. Here's Elaine Samaki with it there at center. He'll flip one down wide of Spoonar. Picked up there Edison Engel. Although Lincoln's from about 8 years ago were pretty hard to read too. They're dark ones at least, so. What's my excuse? Here's Keefe with it down there in the corner. Keefe feeds one off there for Luke Gary. Nice toss into the hands of Justin Stupka. Edison Engel will pick one up. Engel feeds it on over to Luke Malbuff. Malbuff up the right side. Feeds it back behind the net there of Urban. Romanen will take it. Now, here's Luke Gary. He'll fling one down into the corner. Gary, Malbuff with it. Oh, nice big hit by Gary. Gavin Gary spin around my shot, got blocked by Niedermeyer. Puck will roll down ice. Nice pass into the hands of Klepov. He'll mishandle it. Puck will roll into the corner. Here's Niedermeyer with it. Niedermeyer into the hands of Kaysen Musket. Nice pass to Shane Gold. Pass on over, went wide. That was from Klepov. He had a wide open net too, although he was in the process of getting hit. So anyway, puck will roll back behind the net. Boy, that was their first good chance in quite a while too. So anyway, puck will roll into the corner. There's a shot save made by Urban from Cornforth. Cornforth in the corner. Off the boards. There's Desiderio. Desiderio feeds one down into the corner. Back behind the net there of Urban. Musket. On over there. Jake Delaney. Cooper Frank now. Oh, don't let him get it. Urban comes all the way out of his net and plays it around the boards. Boy, a little nerve-wracking every time he does that, I'm not going to lie. My heart skips a beat sometimes. Here's Sikora with it. Sikora off the boards, back behind the net there for Oliver's Merniques. There's Merniques with it. Merniques towards the blue line. Picked up there in front. Oh, that son of a bitch. Barnhill was there to block the pass with his skate. Here's Murray with it. Murray there for Elaine Samaki. Nice toss to Martin. Well, it would have been a nice pass, I'll tell you that much. Here's Merniques with it. Picked up by Drake Murray. Murray sends one into the hands of Barnhill. Barnhill. Oop, Jeffress slipped and fell on his butt. That's all right. Puck will roll into the corner there for Aaron. Aaron in the corner. Picked up there by Lucas Van Fleet. Van Fleet with it. Van Fleet pass across, a shot. He hit the post. That was from Aaron too. And now here's Giacomo Martino with it. Martino, and he lost control of the puck. And they don't even call a penalty, because why wouldn't they? Here's Jeffress though. Pass across, cannot connect with Merniques. A shot. It was a bouncing puck that went up high and wide. 8:38 left to go in the second period. Muskies up 2-1. We'll be back. Welcome back. 8:38 left to go in the second period. Muskies up by a score of 2-1 right now. Face-off will come to the left of Jan Spunar. Taking the draw, Landon Gunderson and Teddy Merrill. Face-off's won by Merrill. It rolls into the corner there for Dryden Allen. Allen feeds one off the boards there toward center. Picked up there by Tommy Ekman. Or Melvin. Who the hell names their kid Melvin nowadays? Jeez Louise. Oh my. Here's Nyes with it now. Nyes. Although that's rich coming from someone whose real name is Ronald. So, there. Here's Pritchard with it in the corner. Pritchard feeds one on over to Landon Nyes. Nyes there for Gunderson. Gunderson off the boards into the hands of Dallas. View in front. View, nice moves. He loses control of the puck. Here's Teddy Merrill out towards center ice. Merrill picked up there by Landon Nyes. Nyes in the corner. Feeds it around the boards into the hands. Well, kind of took a funny bounce off the boards, I might add. Here's Landon Nyes with it. Nyes. Pass blocked. Teddy Merrill handles it. Here's Merrill. Nice moves. Pass across. It was blocked by Hupka. Stupka. Nice toss in front. There's a shot went wide. Here's Hupka with it. That was from Barnhill. Puck will roll into the hands of Edison Engel. Now here's Barnhill with it. Barnhill feeds it on across Engel. Shot saved made by Urban. Rebound went through the crease. Here's Barnhill with it. Now Engel. Michael Barron down there in the corner. Here's Barron out towards the blue line. There's a shot went wide. 7 minutes left to go here in the second period. Muskies up 2-1 right now. Puck will roll out towards center ice into the hands. Sean Barnhill will handle it. Barnhill there for Josh Giuliani. Giuliani on over across. There's a shot that went wide from Urban. Boy, Urban, I don't know if he slipped on his shoe or something. I don't know what. But here's Ruowen in with it. Oh, and he cannot connect the pass with Niedermeyer. Nice. Here's Spoonar with it into the hands of Cooper Frank. Frank out towards center. Frank, nice moves. Frank, a shot went wide of Urban. Here's Lyons with it behind the net. Lyons feeds one off to Nikita Klepov. Here's Gavin Gary off the boards into the hands of Luke Gary. Luke Gary, pass got deflected. And it's taken there by Morello. Feeds one off Gavin Cornforth. Cornforth rolls into the corner. Cornforth in front. Owen Keefe will send it out towards center. Now here's Sikora with it. There for Klepov. Something fell from the suites up above us. Anyway, there's a shot went wide. Oh, and a cover up there by Urban. I didn't even see the damn thing. Well, it sounded like it was a piece of tape or something like that, but... And it was, from what it looks like. There's a little girl that has it in her hands. That was a piece, or a roll of tape. Well, looks like it's just the roll and not the tape, so forget it. Face-off will come to the right of Urban. 5:44 left to go in the second period. Muskies up 2-1. Van Fleet will take the draw with Oliver's Merniques. Face-off's one. Here's Merniques with it. On out there from Malbuff. Into the hands of Lucas Van Fleet. Van Fleet with it. Out towards the blue line. Van Fleet behind the net is handled there by Michael Barron. Here's Van Fleet out in front. Giacomo Martino will take it away. Martino feeds it out towards center there for James Mackey. Here's Trey Jeffress on a breakaway. Jeffress loses control of the puck, but regains control. Well, and then Luke Malbuff takes it away. James Mackey with it off the boards. Into the hands of Lucas Van Fleet. Takes a shot. He scores. Boy, another 5-hole. Not good. Just like that, we're tied up at 2. Oh, what a sad little life Lucas Van Fleet lives. It's only his 19th goal on the season. Face-off's one. Here's Elaine Samaki with it. Tipped Hupka. Into the hands of Jan Spunar. Penalties coming up. Muskies are going back on the power play, I believe. Yeah, it looks like Jenner Show's going to the box. That's a good thing. We like that. Okay, 15:06 time of the penalty. Torkel Jenner Show. Interesting name. He goes in for boarding. Muskies will go on the power play. They're 1 for 2 so far tonight. So we're going to do the 5 forwards. Power play unit 1, Gavin Gary, Tate Pritchard, Landon Gunderson, Giacomo Martino, and Nick Sikora. If only the linesman wouldn't delay the dropping the puck. Here's Pritchard right off the draw. Spoonar got a piece of that and into the corner. There's Pritchard with it. Pritchard at the blue line. Feeds one down into the corner there for Gunderson. Gunderson, 4:42 left to go here in the second. There's Pritchard with it, feeding it on Sikora. Sikora with it. Takes a shot, got blocked there in front. It rolls out towards center. Pritchard now will take it. Pritchard out towards center. Well, you got 3 guys on him, too. Josh Niedermeyer with it. Gavin Gary yanks one out to Martino. Gunderson on back for Pritchard. Pritchard on across the course. Save made by Spoonar. And Desiderio will clear. Urban leaves it behind the net there for Pritchard. Here's Martino there for Gavin Gary. Ooh, and a hit. Of course, Barnhill on Gavin Gary. They won't call it, though, for obvious reasons. I won't say what, besides Dubuque paying the Zebras, but that's nothing new. Oh, for God's sake. Nyes with it back behind the net. Nyes feeds one out there for Dallas View. Landon Nyes. On out, Klepoff, and another clear. Oh, if only Dubuque could only play like this for a full 60 minutes of hockey. Which they haven't been able to do very much this season, that's for damn sure. Here's Merniques with it, there for Dallas View. View on to Nikita Klepoff. Klepoff in the corner. Klepoff on out Nyes to Klepoff. Klepoff shot got blocked. Dubuque back at full strength. Here's Klepoff with it, back behind the net. There now is Stupka. Stupka on out Nyes towards the net. Picked up there, Stupka. Stupka stays around the circle, throws it back behind the net there of Klepoff. Keefe for Klepoff. Shot save made by Spoonar. That wasn't too bad. I don't like where Klepoff was, that close to the damn goalie, but Dubuque. That's all I gotta say. Oh, God, is it still tied up at 1? We're gonna do a little refresh here. Face-off will come to the left of Jan Spoonar. In Fargo, it is tied up at 1 still. Just lovely. Although Fargo is out playing Tri-City, so. Face-off's 1. Here's Luke Gary. Shot went wide. Luke Gary with it on out. Owen Keefe shot save made by Spoonar. At least we're actually shooting. Here's Trey Jeffress with it out there in front. Now it gets out to Keefe. A shot save made by Spoonar. I swear, he is not that good. Face-off will come to the left of Spoonar. 2:12 left to go in the period. Coming up on the intermission report, we will have some scores from across the country and a recap of the second period. That's all coming up next on our second period intermission report in about 2 minutes and 12 seconds of game time. Face-off's 1. Now here's Michael Barron. He'll roll down ice there for Giuliani. Desiderio shot deflected up high and out of play. Face-off will come to the right of Urban. Ruoinen will take the draw with Landon Gunderson. Face-off's 1. Puck will roll on over there for Martino. Martino sends it out towards center ice there for Desiderio. Niedermeyer with it. Into the corner there for Drake Murray. Murray behind the net. Out front, shot save made by Urban. Here's Desiderio with it. Tries to spin around a defender. And Drake Murray with a nice clear. Back behind the net there for Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer feeds it on over to Matthew Desiderio. Puck will roll into the corner there for Drake Murray. Oh, Murray must have got it, and he was low to his goddamn feet. Spooner back behind the net. There for Dryden Allen. Allen, puck will roll into the corner. Hupka will pick it up. Hupka behind the net. 1 minute left to go in period number 2. Muskies up. Well, I wish they were still up. We're tied up at 2. Spooner with it back behind the net. Spooner played it absolutely god-awful. That's all I know. Jeffress with it. There for Dallas View. View feeds it on across. Lions, the shot got blocked. Oh, and a trip, and we're not going to call that. Because why not? Why not? Here's View with it. Out towards center. God bless. You know what? All I'm going to say to the Zebras, Jesus loves them. That's all I'm going to say. It's Lent, so I want to be a little nice. Yeah, not really. Here's Jeffress with it. Feeds it on over there to Keefe. Keefe, nice moves into the corner. Keefe back behind the net. Keefe, 6 seconds left to go. Keefe in the corner, off the boards, on out there for Liam Hupka. Hupka, one more shot here maybe. Keefe, that's going to be the end of 2 periods of play. Well, Muskies probably would have liked a goal in that period, but sometimes it's not what you're going to get. Well, let's take a look at that second period. Dominant for Dubuque, although Sioux City, I still think they got outplayed a little bit. 138 mark, Heikki Ruoinen in from Michael Barron and Josh Giuliani. Made it a 2-1 game. Lucas Van Fleet at 14:57 tied it up from James Mackey and Luke Malbuth. Torkel Jenner Show went in 2 minutes for boarding. That guy, if he didn't get made fun of while he was in school, that's crazy. That's all I'm going to say. We'll take a look at some scores from across the country. Youngstown beat Waterloo 6-0. Tied up at 2. In overtime, Team USA is at Muskegon. Des Moines leads Cedar Rapids 2-0 at the end of 2. Green Bay leads Sioux Falls 3-2. Lincoln leads Madison 3-1 at the end of 2. Of course, our game. Well, women's Final Four action. Well, UConn at UCLA will be starting here shortly. And then South Carolina beat Texas 74-57. NHL scores from across the country. 13 seconds left to go in the game. Looks like Red Wings are going to get the victory versus the Hurricanes 4-3. Capitals lead the Blackhawks 4-3. Ovi has just tied Wayne Gretzky's goal record. Oh my, it could happen tonight. That's all I'm going to say. Islanders beat the Wild 3-1. They're leading right now with 13:15 left to go in the first period. NBA scores from across the country. Right now, the Pistons lead the Raptors 97-91 with 7:41 left to go in the fourth quarter. Celtics lead the Suns 103-85 with 7:24 left to go in the fourth quarter. Cavaliers lead the Spurs 85-74 with 2:37 left to go in the third quarter. 7:42 left to go in the third quarter. The Rockets lead the Thunder 79-67. Bulls lead the Trailblazers 78-73 with 3:46 left to go in the third quarter. Coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, the Nuggets are at the Warriors 10:30. Mavericks at Clippers, as well as the Pelicans at the Lakers. MLB scores. Right now, Braves lead the Marlins 10-0 in the top of the 9th inning. Middle of the 7th, the Royals lead the Orioles 3-2. Bottom of the 6th, the Rangers lead the Rays 4-0. Bottom 5, Brewers lead the Reds 3-0. Coming up shortly, the Guardians will be at the Angels. Earlier today, the Tigers beat the White Sox 7-4. Red Sox beat the Cardinals 13-9. Cubs beat the Padres 3-1. Mets beat the Blue Jays 5-0. A's beat the Rockies in 11 innings 6-3. Yankees beat the Pirates 9-4. Final in 11 innings, the Giants beat the Mariners 10-9. Final, the Diamondbacks beat the Nationals 6-4, and the Phillies beat the Dodgers 3-2. Let's check here, cause, well, let's see. Just to confirm. Oh yeah, just one more. And Tully's got the record. Well, 4:06 left. It's going to be interesting. We've got the third period coming up in 13 minutes. Don't go anywhere.